Yeah, friends, it's your boy Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Welcome to my kitchen once again. Today we're going to be doing something very quick, very fast, but full of flavor. Two main ingredients, some smoked bacon, as well as what you just saw there, some Pak Choi or Bok Choi. Love that stuff. But we're going to do it so fast. And you know, with that little bit of smoked bacon, it's going to add so much flavor to this. Not your typical stuff your mommy, your granny, and your auntie used to make for you. Totally different. Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Welcome to my kitchen. Let's get cooking. I've got quite a bit of that Pak Choi or Bok Choi already washed. And I just want to show you guys. This is how it's going to come. This is how you're going to find it in the grocery store or whatever. But once you peel it back, you'll notice there's a lot of dirt on the inside, so it is very important, notice here, that you remove each leaf individually and give them a good scrubbing under cool running water. Next up, I want to show you how we're going to chop this up, how we're going to prep it. So they're nice and washed, and there's some big stems here. So all we're going to do is cut down the stems, maybe about 1/4 of an inch or so, just so we're going to get a nice fine dice once we start chopping this up. And let me just do another one. I'll show you how we'll chop them up. So then all you would do is put it together. You guys can go side there. And all we're doing is pretty much about 1/4 inch pieces. And that's it. Cut them up, the rest of them, and set them aside as we prepare the bacon. So the very first thing we've got to do is to render down that smoked bacon. I cut them up into tiny strips, maybe about 1/4 inch or less. There wasn't any oil in this pan because you want all that fat from that bacon to render down, let it go nice and crisp, and build all that flavor we so desperately need to kick things up for this Pak Choi. It took a few minutes, but the bacon has rendered down nicely, nice and crisp. So I'm just using a slotted spoon here, just to remove these out of the pan. Then what you want to do, you want to drain all that out, most of that grease out of there. Leave back about 1 tablespoon or so for us to cook the rest of the ingredient. So in the same pan that we fried that bacon, I left back a bit of that grease in there. I'm going to go in with some onions. And we have this on a low heat at this point, as well as some garlic. What is scallion doing in there, boy? Fella nosy. Give that a toss in there and let that cook for about 2 or 3 minutes, just until it softens up a bit. In goes some scallions. And I have here a couple of these bird's eye chili pepper. I'm just going to take the stems off it and drop it in whole like that. Well, you know what? I'm living life. 3 of them. We're not going to break them because that's what's going to release all of that heat. So we're going to get some wonderful flavors from it. Let that go for another minute. In the meanwhile, in goes some fresh ground black pepper. Next up, we're going to go in with a chopped up Pak Choi. And it will seem like a lot when you first put it in the pot here, but remember, it's all going to wilt down. You want to give that a quick stir. Turn your heat up to like a medium-high, but the whole idea here is to cook this thing really fast. Bearing in mind that you've used bacon as one of the base ingredients here, go in with just a tiny amount of salt, because that bacon will already have a fair amount of salt in this dish. It's been going now for about 6-7 minutes or so. And here's where you're going to personalize this dish. I like my Pak Choi with a slight little texture to it, a slight crunch. So all I'm going to do here is go in with that bacon that we crisped up earlier, we rendered. And I've got some nice grape tomatoes just to add some color to that. And I'm going to give that a quick stir. I want to bring all those lovely ingredients together. I notice at the bottom of my pan, I have some liquid there. I'm gonna turn up my heat now to medium high to burn that off. In a couple minutes, that will all be gone, and this dish will be perfecto. Guys, don't forget to taste it for salt at this point as well, because here's where you can adjust it to your own liking. So there we go, guys. In under 10 minutes, you've got a lovely dish. The hardest part and the longest part was basically rendering down that bacon. You're going to love the flavor that bacon is going to give you, by the way. If you want to do this totally vegetarian, leave out that bacon and start with about a tablespoon and a half of good olive oil. And boy, just remember to adjust with salt, because remember we compensated for the salt in the bacon by adding just a little bit. But Chris here at CaribbeanPot.com, give this Pak Choi recipe a try. You'll love it. Always a pleasure having you guys here in the kitchen with me. Until next time, have a great day.